how do you find O Perilous World to be different from your other albums?
I had a more organized idea of what I was going to try to do. The other past records have been more like I would write a bunch of songs with a loose theme, more like a stylistic theme, and then fit them together later. They didn't really get born together. But O Perilous World was like I had a plan and I followed through. And I had characters and tried to develop them.
Under the window, covered by curtains, all lacy and splattered with blood, we find the crutches in the corner and bullets on the shelves, which I dismiss at once as being equivalent or relevant in and of themselves.
I was wondering, how do you select your chair, the new chairs, and how long does it take to get them ready?
It depends on the musician. Before Sarah, we had a couple of less experienced players than I was used to playing with, and so I don't know if they would ever be ready. But Sarah's a fantastic musician, and it's a quick study. It doesn't take her long. But we do have so much material that whenever you have a new person, a lot of older songs, that people love get lost in the shuffle. But we'll pull them out.
You've got two things together. Hope you are quite prepared to die. Looks like we're in for nasty weather. One eye's digging for an eye.
My friend brought up a good point that cello isn't very common, and so why did you choose to learn it?
When I was a little girl, they used to have music in the public schools, and around 4th grade you got to pick an instrument for orchestra or band, and I picked the cello, and I've been playing piano since I was 5, so I know a lot about music. And I picked the cello, and I loved it, and it was natural to me, and I studied pretty hard when I was little.
You play the dulcimer on a few of the tracks, and that instrument is amazing, first of all. And how did you get into that? Because it's not exactly something you could learn in a school band or orchestra.
Yeah. My dad bought a kit to make one when I was a kid, and so he made it, and that was around the house, and I fooled around with it when I was little, but didn't really focus on it too much, but it was around. And I've had one myself for quite a few years, and with this record I wanted to shake up my songwriting process a little bit, so I wrote most of these songs on the dulcimer. Sometimes if you take something you're not that familiar with, or an instrument that you don't know, you can be more fresh.
So what type of student were you in high school?
In high school, I had an art teacher who was like a mentor to me, and the requirements in high school were very easy in Kansas. So I took just art all day, and hung out there. And I thought I was really cool, and I was very new wave. And other kids in Kansas thought I was pretty freaky, but and then I went to the Philadelphia College of Art for a summer, and met lots of people from the East Coast, and knew that I wanted to go to school over here, and then I got to go back to Kansas and be all cool and New Yorkie.
Now, on a lot of your records, you have songs that aren't so much songs as like stories set to music. How do you get inspiration for those stories?
I think usually it's an accent. I love words and enjoy playing with words, and so I'll write those like a little script, and then enjoy doing the accents. And I play with voice speed some, like slow it down and make a weird, a weird lady.
My life is not mine. Like a dog or a
have you heard any news from Carpello Parvo, I believe her name was? The missing cellist?
Oh, I think she's got some recordings that are going to come out. The basement tapes of Carpello Parvo. I've heard that she's going to be releasing those soon.
Do you watch TV?
No, I don't. I don't at all, and it's changed my life in wonderful ways. And my daughter goes to a wonderful school where it's really not allowed. The kids can't watch TV or have electronic entertainment of any kind. And it's really great for our life because we're more focused on music and talking and drawing, and it's really good. And we're not exposed to commercials. But people think TV is really unavoidable, but it is avoidable, and it really improves everything.
Was Mama really an opium smoker?
Well, I am adopted, and I know my birth mother. I've known her, for a lot of years. So I have two mothers, so I can kind of, play them, and definitely my adopted mother wasn't an opium smoker, but my real mother was a hippie.
Do you let your daughter listen to Rasputina?
Yeah, I do. She's really proud of me, and she likes that. She doesn't get to go to many shows because usually late or smoky or just not suitable for a young girl like her. But once in a while she sees us, and she really likes being involved with the band members and watching us prepare, and she's very involved.
How important are the fans to you, like going even so much as just meeting them after a show, or like do you get fan mail and that kind of thing? How important is it to hear from them?
It's really important because it's one of the best rewards, or to hear from people you feel, somebody does care. There's a point to doing this. We don't have to do it in a vacuum, and it feels really good to influence people or help them when they're down, and I hear all that from people, and it's the good part of doing it. One of the good parts of doing it.
Are there any like modern bands that you listen to? Because I've heard that you really don't listen to too many people that are new, but are there any out there?
Well, I get asked for year-end lists, like the best records of the year. It's like, there's no way I can fill out one of those lists. Like maybe, listen to one new record. I like the White Stripes a lot, and they're totally popular. Have you noticed me listening to anything that's actually current? Listen to Amy Winehouse for a while.
You were.
I don't, because when I discover things, it's like Hildegard von Bingen, like a medieval nun who composed the most incredible music that's so beautiful. But that's like, not only is it Middle Ages, like those recordings were popular from the 80s or something. Like I don't know when they're from.
Now, many moons ago, you toured with a little band called Nirvana. What was that experience like for you?
It was completely exciting because I really came from obscurity to, travel with the biggest band, and I was a small crew, so I rode on the bus with them, and wasn't used to that level of, music biz and show biz, but they were really nice guys, and I really loved the music and playing the music, and it taught me a lot about the evil nature of fame. Kurt Cobain was such a good guy and couldn't function, with the soul-sucking world of fame, and I observed that, and I think it helped put my career in perspective for the rest of my life.
Now, I've heard a couple of stories about Rasputina getting not such a warm welcome from the crowd and having objects hurled at the stage from accounts of what my friends have told me, very rude audiences. And one friend in particular said that even though like people were not being polite, to say the least, you still played on and you put on an amazing show.
Oh, okay.
So how do you
Thanks,
feel when an audience is not so happy?
It hasn't happened much, but it happens when we open for a bigger band and a metal-related band. So that would be Marilyn Manson and Primus. And when it happened with Marilyn Manson, we were really, naive and green and, in shock to have things thrown at us. Because, these are cellos, $1,000 cellos, that can't have objects thrown at them. We can't function in this environment. But we really stuck with it because we wanted to do the tour, and I learned ways to communicate with that audience to make it work out. But when it happened with Primus recently, I thought, I didn't mind because I had already had it happen to me. So like dodging glow sticks while I was playing, like, check me out, I can play and sing, I can do anything. But Jonathan was pretty miffed. Didn't appreciate it.
Like, how do you describe your voice?
I know who my vocal models are and have been. Chrissy Hind, I listened to a lot when I was growing up, and I think that there are some things in my voice from that. And then I was listening to Elvis Costello recently too, and he has that vibrato that I used to have a lot of. And I'm thinking, like, those are my high school listens, Elvis Costello and Chrissy Hind, and they're both these really wide vibratos. And there's a singer in the chorus from Soundtrack to Annie that I don't know what her name is, but that is like an ultimate voice, and that's more like a belting voice, and I've modeled myself after her as well.
Now, if you could have lunch with anyone alive or dead, and chances are with you, it's probably going to be someone from like the 1800s, who would it be?
What a hard question. Hildegard von Bingen.
I did not live until 1851. You remember 1816 as the year without a summer. June 1816. A sudden snowstorm blankets all the countryside. So Mary Shelley had to stay inside and she wrote Frankenstein. Oh, 1816 was the year without a summer. Grain couldn't ripen under these conditions. Ow! It was brought indoors in untied pots. It go from 95 degrees to freezing within hours. Ooh, a brutal struggle for the people and the starving livestock. Hey, yeah, 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 yeah. During the most severe years of this civilized age, we look for scapegoats to blame. Many people try to blame it all on a vast Freemason conspiracy of Benjamin Franklin and his experiment.